Hey family, how you doing? Wow, I know it's been some time since I've been on. Let me start off by saying that today is Thursday, the 17th. I want to believe. I'm more inclined to believe that it is the 17th. Y'all just threw on some hair because I was rocking my cornrows, and so I just threw on a little something other so I won't be looking crazy. So I'm trying to look. Hold on. Let me get my little mirror right here. Get my little mirror. Make sure that I'm half-ass decent, you know. Oh yeah, we good. Shit, we winning. Everything is everything. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm on deck right. Um, Cause you know somebody will point your shit out, won't they? Uh, yeah, somebody will point your shit out when you look at Mickey Mouse. But anyway, family, what's been going on? Wow, what's going on? Um, what's big now, right now, a lot of people was talking about, oh boy, I guess, did a little hoax, talking about he had met some chick on the internet, come to find out, I guess it was some bullshit. But you got to be careful. I know a lot of people do online dating. I have done online dating. I got the booby prize quite a few times. I got door number 3 a few times. And believe it or not, I remember going to this one place in Long Beach called The Vault. I don't know if they still have The Vault. But at that time, this is when I first separated. I got me and my husband separated August the 1st, 2006. And the night before I had separated from my husband, or a couple of nights before, that's when I went to go see Boys to Men, and at the casino. They were here at San Manuel, but a few days prior, no, was it a few days prior? No, excuse me. It was about 2 weeks after that, because I had saw Boys to Men there at the casino, and then I had saw Boys to Men at the Vault, and excuse me, that was actually a few weeks after, because it was right before I went to the Magic Show. Those of you guys that are familiar with the Magic Show, it's like Fashion Week that they have. They have the Magic Show in Vegas, and I had went to the Magic Show um, a few weeks after that. And the Magic Show is when it ain't got shit to do with tricks. Let me just say that for those of you guys that don't know what the fuck the Magic Show is. The Magic Show is different um, clothing lines come together, and they have this big to do in Vegas. In that particular year, I was working doing some, apple bottom stuff that year. Yeah. And Melissa Ford was on that campaign, and all of us was at the Magic Show that year. Okay. And I was doing my little this and that. I thought I was cute, y'all. I think at that time, I think I was about 35. Nobody knew it. I was right before 35, but I've never really looked my age. Motherfuckers always say, oh, she's 23 or whatever. And at that time, my shit was really stacked up, real proper like. And so I went to the Magic Show. Well, y'all, what am I talking about? I'm all over the place, y'all. Internet dating. I'm talking to y'all like y'all standing right there and girl waiting on somebody to chime in and say, girl, yeah, that was whoop de whoop whoop. Anyway, but the Magic Show was off the chain. And I went to the Magic Show and shit. But right before I went to the Magic Show, I had met this guy. Let me get back on track. I had met this guy that I had met on internet dating. The reason why I'm saying this is because they cutting up on old boy about, saying, I guess he's a Heisman Trophy winner or whatever, and he was meeting this chick he had met this chick online, so now they're saying it's a hoax or whatever. And he was saying that she had died, and his grandmama or somebody else had died or whatever. But, you know, they looked into his story and come to find out, you know, the girl that, you know, whatever it was some internet bullshit. Anyway, some dating shit. And I was just sitting here and I was talking to my auntie, and you know, and I was saying that I too, you know, have been involved in, you know, some shit when it came down to the internet dating. And I had went to, let me get back on this Boys to Men. Let me bring this shit all the way back around. Y'all know I'm all over the place. You know, it's called character and it's called personality. Some motherfuckers be thinking that I, you know, a little bipolar or whatever. Ain't shit wrong with me. I don't take no lithium, no Thorazine, no none of that. But however, I did take Wellbutrin, you know, after my mom had passed and shit. Now I bitch had to get back on track. Because I was, you know, going through some anxiety shit on some real shit. And then once they kind of got me leveled out, and then I didn't have to take the Wellbutrin anymore. But then when they diagnosed me with that fibroid and shit, bitch couldn't sleep. I was fucked off all over again. And I went back on Wellbutrin because I was like, shit, they was talking about giving a bitch a hysterectomy. And when you go through something like that, a lot of times you need your mama. You know, and I didn't have my mama, so it took me back once again to, you know, I need my mama. They trying to give me a hysterectomy. It's like, who do you turn to? You know what I mean? When you get that type of diagnosis, you know, because when a girl first get her period, you know, who does she go to? She go to her mama. Mama, you know, my period started. What do I do or whatever? Well, you know, it's sort of like the same sense when the doctor comes and tells you, well, we getting ready to go in here and we getting ready to gut your shit out. You know, you getting ready to have a hysterectomy. And who do you go to? If your mama is living, you go to your mama. And family, when I tell you I was going through, I was so depressed, I was snotting, I was fucked off, I was all of that because I didn't have my mama to go to. And so I was crying, I was giving Ken the blues, everybody around me was like, bitch, what's wrong? And I was just depressed because I was like, you know, what I'm gonna do? I told my doctor, I said, shit, okay, if I gotta get this hysterectomy, that's cool, but you gonna leave me something because I need to stay moist. You know, you ain't finna go in there and take all my shit out, and then now here my shit is all ain't the same and all that old kind of shit. So I was going through. So they put me back on Wellbutrin so that I can calm the fuck down, you know, because I am a Virgo and we cantankerous about a few things. You tell us some shit is wrong, nigga, we cliff bound. You understand me? And I ain't no hypochondriac. Don't misunderstand me. I ain't one of them ones that, I'm having chest pain. Oh Lord, I'm about to die. I ain't one of them. I ain't one of them to where it's constantly, you know, waiting on some shit. Oh shit, my stomach is hurting. I think I might have an ulcer. I ain't one of them, okay? But when I was told that I needed to have a hysterectomy, bitch freaked the fuck out. I freaked out. I was like, are you serious right now? I freaked out. They was like, let's bring this bitch back down. Let's go and give her that Wellbutrin. I'm going to ask that you take 150 milligrams twice a day or whatever it was I was on. I think I was taking 100 milligrams twice a day. Some shit like that. I don't remember. But you see, I no longer take it. Bitch done bounced back from that. You know, everything is everything. Cut the check. But anyway, so this internet dating, let me get back to that. Okay. I know I'm all over the place, y'all. My shit, my information, it's like shit that you be wanting to say, and it's like it's coming through a funnel. Okay, and you got all this shit that wants to come out of your mouth at once, and so only a certain amount can come out of the bottom of this funnel. That's the way my mind works. Excuse me. But it's like I'm having all this data that's coming in through this funnel, but only certain things are coming out. You understand? Can you get the visual? All this data, all this information that comes through Tina's head, and it's coming through this funnel, and when it's coming out the bottom of the tube, it's like, damn, it's jumbled up. So just bear with me. I don't have no problems, y'all. I know motherfuckers be like, damn, she changes up like a motherfucker. I think that bitch is bipolar. No, it's called character. It's called personality. You know, and some motherfuckers just don't have that, so they don't understand. But those of us that get it, We understand what we be going to, and we gonna bring this shit right on back around. You understand me? I'm gonna bring this shit right on back around, cause I ain't forgot about the vault and all that shit. Just give me a moment. No, I forgot about the motherfucking magic show, Apple Bottom, Melissa Ford, all the motherfuckers magic show. And as a matter of fact, y'all, when we was at the magic show that year, I think that was the same year, um, of the storm. I think that was the same year of the fucking storm in '06, because I was at the magic show. And I was out, will never forget, I had been partying all night, and at that time, Apple Bottom was hot, Baby Fat was hot, Kimora was still with Russ, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I had partied my ass off that night, okay? And I remember, Russ had came on the mic and he had said, you guys, we need to pray, and those of you guys that have extra, extra things at your home, we need to donate, because there's a storm that just hit in New Orleans. And that's how I found out about Hurricane Katrina. I was at the magic show. I had been partying. I had went to the Baby Fat party that night. And I remember Russell had said, it's real bad. Because one thing about Vegas, for those of you guys that have never been to Vegas, one thing you will never find in a casino is windows and clocks. You completely lose track of time when you're in Vegas. For those of you guys that have been, for those of you guys that have never been to Vegas, I'm telling you right now, you get in the motherfucking casino, or you get the partying, you lose track of time. Sometimes you forget what day it is. You don't know what the fuck is going on. And when I had just, separated from my husband, but I had this gig to do, so I know that I had to, and then too, by me going through my separation at that time, I wasn't really eating good. I was depressed, so I was losing weight. So I was really able to get into them jeans and shit and wear that shit, whatever. Okay, you need me to wear this and I need to walk this right, no problem. And though, one thing about being 5'5", when I was so-called doing in that genre, and I guess that's why I can relate to like the Dreas and Brooke and all of them. I can relate to London. I could relate to a lot of these chicks that was in the game like that, and still kind of low key, teeter-totter in and out of the game a little bit, because it's that all that shit is a beast. All that shit is a beast. It's a beast. And back then, everybody was trying to get on, and urban modeling and things of that nature. When you're doing that kinds of stuff, you can get swept up in the game if you're not careful. You understand me? You can really get swept up in the game. And that is when, that was the very first time that I had met a few people back then. And I was, and at that time I didn't even smoke weed, but I had been slipped a drink. After the BET Awards, I never forget. I never ever forget. I had gotten slipped a drink, and I had went to Priority Records, had an after party. I know y'all like, bitch, what is you talking about? I ain't smoking nothing, y'all. I just got so much shit to say, and it's like, and then you be trying to, I don't have nobody in my ear. Let me take this off. Jody's not in my ear or anything like that to tell me, bitch, come back to the light, Caroline. You saying too much. But I went to a party at Priority Records. Maybe I should be saying this. Maybe I don't know. It was after party, one of the after parties after BET Awards. And y'all, it was wild. 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 And I was slipped something in my drink. And I had woke up in this Mercedes G-Wagon. I ain't gonna, name drop and all that kind of stuff because it was all bad. And I almost got compromised that night. But when he was blowing this reefer in my face, I kind of came to. And I was like, where the fuck am I? And I'm sitting up in this dude's car, fucked up. Because here I had, he had asked me if I wanted an apple martini. I said yes. And that's why I say to my ladies all the time, don't never take a drink from nobody else's hand unless it is the bartender or the waitress. Don't take a drink from somebody else, especially somebody that you don't know. No, you don't take a drink. And then wherever you go, you take your shit with you. You don't sit your shit down. You supposed to keep it classy and cute. Keep your little leg crossed and shit. And hold your shit in your hand. Don't put your shit down and be like kicking and girl, yeah, boo boo boo. It just takes a second for somebody to slip you something in your drink. And a lot of those drugs and things that, date rape drugs and things, they're really, really tiny. And when they put them inside of your drink and you already bent to the left, that fizz take that shit away so quick. That shit dissolves quickly, okay? But the lights are all dimmed in the club and the shit is flickering and, you got your white on and your shit is glowing and all that other shit and you don't realize that somebody just done put something in your drink and, let's keep the party rolling. Let's keep. Family, was all bad. It was all bad. And I don't know why that came into my thought process to even speak on, because a lot of times I don't try to talk about things because it's not good practice. So let me get off of priority records, because it ain't got nothing to do with priority records. I just went to y'all party, so I don't need nobody chiming in, Buck or nobody goddamn else, coming in. Keisha Cole and no fucking body else, because at the time Keisha Cole was fucking with them at that time, and it was wild. So anyway, it was wild. But where was I at? The vault, wasn't I? And Boys to Men and internet dating. Bottom line was, I was, fucking with internet dating. I was depressed. I just separated from my husband, and I was like, shit. One way to get, to get over one nigga is get up under another one. You know what I'm saying? That was my thought process, at the time. And then plus, I had just, I was a movie extra at the time. I was doing all kinds of things. I was dudes was kind of seeing me a different kind of way. I wasn't no longer looked upon as Tony's wife. I was always, now people started seeing me as Tina. And I had lost all this weight. Y'all, I was smaller than this, y'all. I was fast as a motherfucker. And I was around 35. And, I looked every bit of 24, 25, because in my 20s, I never one time went to a club in my 20s. I didn't go out in my 20s. I didn't drink in my 20s. I didn't do any of that. So I was like fresh meat. I was like a new baby. And when I had got the gig with Monique and those guys to do the little skit and all that stuff, wow, I was like, man, for real, you want me to do this? And then when they called upon us to do it again the second time, I was like, wow, no problem. But then it brought upon different perks, and people started seeing you and seeing your face. And that is when I began to do, some beats, extras, do some extra work and stuff. And that's a whole nother life within itself. And then you begin to meet different men that do different things, because they see it's a lot of chicks that's out there in the game. They really just they just in the wind. They just out there just hanging out. They ain't because I was one of them. I raised my motherfucking hand. You understand me? I was just, when you're pretty and you're cute and you have a nice figure, you get perks. You can go to clubs. You don't have to pay. You don't have to get the long line. Men treat you differently. Women treat you differently. You tend to, you get to smelling your ass. You smell your own ass, and it's like, bitch, whatever. I guess that's why I can somewhat kind of relate to these, Dreas and all of these, chicks and all that stuff. Now, I didn't make it, as far as some of them probably have make it, because, they, at that time, we didn't have YouTube and the internet wasn't what it was, at that time. So it was like, shit, bitch, whatever you done, it wasn't no, okay, we finna get your ass on TMZ and, and shit like that. It wasn't all like that at the time. But the game was still the same game. Just like now, and that's why one day I had put out, it's like, damn, after the video chick shit, it's like, why is it that all of a sudden a lot of them want to get into rapping and shit? It's like, damn, does that go hand in hand? And for some odd reason, the same ones, I'm still seeing the same ones in the game. They just resurrect they shit. Bitch, I'm going to get this tummy tuck. I'm going to get this ass pumped up. And, bitch, holla. And I'm going to be on the next whoop and whoop whoop. I ain't mad at none of that. I'm not mad at any of that. You know, because once you begin to, and especially, let me just say this. Because I don't want no women chiming in talking about, oh, well, you know, what about the ones that can't afford it? Okay, if you can't afford it, okay, I understand. But once you begin to get nips and tucks, and once you begin to, you know, look at yourself a certain kind of way, you know, it ain't nothing but a thing. It is nothing but a thing. And maybe it's a little different from East Coast to West Coast and in the South and all that kind of shit, because you can get tummy tucks and shit out here like it's nothing. The Mexico ain't but 2 hours away from my house. I got my documents. You know, motherfuckers go to Mexico like, bitch, what y'all doing this weekend? Nothing, bitch. We going to Mexico and we finna go get this done right here. We'll be back on Sunday. Like, you know, it's nothing here. So, I say that to say that I am going back and getting some more nips and tucks. I just got to. I mean, it's just part of my budget. It's just who Tina is. It ain't for everybody, whether or not a motherfucker like it or don't like it. It's cool. You don't have to like it. You ain't got to dig it. You ain't even got to watch my shit. I'm going back to get my motherfucking arms done. I'm going to get my thighs redone. I'm getting vaginal rejuvenation. I'm getting a breast lift. And I hope, my plan is to have all this done before the summer. So we'll see what happens and how it goes and whatever. But, you know, once you begin that shit, it's like, it doesn't stop. It just doesn't. It's habit forming. And I can see how, you know, why, you know, Lil' Kim is looking like a space cadet. Because after a while, nigga, it's like, you know, shit, this right here, I ain't liking this. Boop, let me go. You got anything open for Thursday at 3 o'clock? You know, it's like whatever, you know. It is definitely addicting and habit forming. It's bad. It's bad.